I wanted to be as excited for this as I know a lot of you guys are. And I was at first, but as I listened to it more and more and more, just the things I did not like became more apparent. I'm feeling the strongest and beefiest and most muscular of sixes on this album. Could argue that if Cole continued to make moves this ballsy, he might have a classic or two under his belt at this point. The closing track on this LP is beautiful. It really delves into a lot of those moral and religious themes that you would assume would come with an album of this title, but honestly, it's just too little, too late. I'm feeling a decent to strong 5. There are a lot of lackluster songs and just kind of, again, cringe-worthy lines, especially on the back end of this LP, as Cole starts singing more and more and more. There are some things about this LP that are most definitely worth celebrating, but I feel like the more commercial projects I hear from J. Cole, the question of what makes him special becomes harder to answer. I'm feeling a strong 5 to a light 6 on this thing. I do think this album is one of Cole's better projects. It's just kind of a mess, really. Cole has a lot of loose ends that really needed to be tied up, and they just aren't. I feel like he wanted to, or at least he was implying as if he was going to bring the listener on some kind of journey into his life or his friend's life or into his past, but instead we got like a few weird scrawled diary entries that are barely legible, and a weird track about folding clothes. I'm feeling a strong 6 to a light 7 on this one. Not really sure what else to say. I feel kind of indifferent yet again on another J. Cole album. Kind of torn because there are highs and there are lows here, and really that's what J. Cole just kind of tends to do, I guess. I'm feeling a strong 5 to a light 6 on this. I will say that I think this project does give a better and a greater vision for the future of the label than I think Revenge 2 did. And even though it is deeply flawed, this certainly does make me more interested in what everyone on Dreamville is doing in the future, as opposed to some of the other collective-based projects that I've heard as of late. I'm feeling a light to decent 6 on this one. I wonder past this point, what will Cole's future record shape up to be with him now having achieved so much commercially? Not to say that creatively Cole has reached this inevitable dead end. I don't think that's the case, but I think if he's really going to push beyond and put out more records, he needs to either dig deeper artistically, take more risks, or just address and get into more personal experiences as his life grows and changes and he matures, considering how well that has panned out here. Feeling a light to decent 7 on this one. I was expecting, honestly, this thing to be a bit more of a chore than it was to listen to. It actually wasn't a chore at all. It's a pretty entertaining tape, and just cool to hear them be able to reform in this way, in this mixtape lane, and still have Dreamville's talents shine through. I'm feeling a light 7 on this project,